Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Happy 2023. I really hope this is going to be a great year for you. Now, if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Ebony. I'm a naturopathic nutritionist and I help people worldwide clear their acne by getting to the root cause and just solving it for good. In today's video, we're going to be discussing acne flare-ups after the Christmas period, which are very common for many people. So you are not alone if you are currently going through a bit of a flare-up right now. Before I jump into today's video, I just want to quickly let you know that the next round of my acne code mindset program is starting on the 9th of January, which is only in a couple of days. You do still have time to sign up, so I'll leave all the information down below. And if you're watching this video thinking, what is the acne code mindset program? I'll leave all the videos I've done down below and all the information about it, so you can go have a look at that and see if it's something that you might like to join us on. It is a mindset program. It's 4 weeks and it's really catered to those who are going through acne and really working on that mindset pillar, which is such a crucial pillar in the pathway of clearing your skin, and it's also the pillar that gets neglected the most. So yeah, I put a 4-week program together and it's only £30. £30 could be the price of like maybe a skincare product or maybe even 2, and you're getting a 4-week program for that. But anyway, let's get into today's video and talk about those post-Christmas acne flare-ups. Okay, so if you are experiencing a flare-up after Christmas, these are the things that you are going to do. Number one is you're going to ask why. This is the starting place always, because how can you pick the right solution if you don't actually know the why behind the symptom that you're experiencing? Now, I can sit here and think of multiple whys why someone might be having an acne flare-up after Christmas. I'll put them on the screen right now, but let's just discuss a couple of them. So food changes is a definite obvious one over the Christmas period. I can definitely speak from what I've been eating over Christmas. It's a lot of different foods. There's a lot of different traditional foods around that you don't normally eat in other months. More treats are around. I would also say generally the access to more processed food does increase as well because of the treats and the things that are associated with Christmas, particularly in the UK. So alongside that, has your inflammatory oil intake maybe increased slightly? That's a real killer for the skin, so check in with that. Also looking at your normal diet and how that might have been tweaked over the Christmas period. Did your veg intake maybe reduce a little bit? What has your water intake been like? Has that gone down slightly? I know definitely that's something that I noticed over the Christmas period because I was out and about doing more things than I normally do in a normal day-to-day month. So I just found myself actually not bringing my water bottle around everywhere, like for example when I was out Christmas shopping. So I noticed water intake did go down over the month. But some of you may also find alcohol increased over the Christmas period. Also, when we talk about food, it may not even just be about the specific food you're eating. There's other questions like, did your meal times change? Were you suddenly eating breakfast a lot later than you normally would? Or were you maybe even skipping meals in the day? If you're really busy and out shopping, were you getting lunch in? And then also off the back of that, I would also ask, were you snacking more? So these are all questions around food, but it's up to you just to sit back and reflect on it, because everyone, all of us here watching this video, me talking as well, all of our diets were going to look a little bit different over Christmas. So you've got to reflect to yourself and think, okay, how has the last month maybe differed to my normal day-to-day routine? Speaking of routines, that is also a definite why someone might be flaring up after Christmas. Routines just go absolutely haywire over the Christmas period, and that could be your sleep routine might have been altered a little bit, so think about that. It could be exercise routine, has maybe that slipped off a little bit? Have you been moving as much? Like, think about these kind of things that you normally do in your day-to-day life. And also day-to-day routines, like things like your morning routine. Is there any habits that you normally do in your day that actually over the last couple of weeks have kind of slipped off a little bit without you realizing? Another major why could be the blood sugar levels. I mean, all of these factors I've said so far would negatively impact blood sugar regulation. So actually over the festive period, it's so easy for those blood sugars to start being disturbed. And I mean, if you follow my channel and seen any of my other videos, I speak about a lot how that is so fundamental to clearing your skin. So that is a definite thing that I would check in with and make sure that you are supporting going forward. And the last one I'll just touch on as an example would be stress. So also the mindset aspect, has Christmas been a stressful period of time for you? What was going on over that month? Also, maybe was your mind really consumed in terms of your acne? Were you really worried about your skin and your skin was kind of ruling your brain during that Christmas period? Because that is also a really high level of stress as well, and that's why I do my acne code mindset program. Also, the stress is relevant now because if you are having a flare up, I guarantee that's probably set a bit of panic in you, and you ask yourself, am I stressing about this right now? Because I will always say it's never going to be in your favor stressing. Like, it always it's like putting fire on fire. If you've got an imbalance inside your body, stress is always just going to worsen it. It's never going to help it. So there's some examples, but what you need to do is you need to sit and reflect and think about the why. Everyone is so quick to jump to looking for something to add in, like a new supplement or, I don't know, changing their skincare, whatever it might be, and looking externally, but you need to start internally and do check in with those lifestyle practices, because honestly, these are the foundations. And if there's been a slight alteration in there, that can be the easy reason and the catalyst for why you might be having a flare up now. And sometimes sorting that flare up is actually quite simple. Now, the second thing is, don't start running off and buying new skincare products and panicking, okay? What you need to do is you need to get yourself back down to a baseline, and now is not the time. Like when you are having a flare up, it is not the time to start getting experimental, okay? You need to go back to the products that you know work for your skin, keep your skincare routine super gentle, super straightforward. And also when it comes to acne treatments, more is not more, okay? Don't start going crazy with the acids and using it every single night. Stick to a healthy routine, and I would say with those acne treatment products, 1 to 2 times a week is enough, okay? If your skin tolerates it very, very well, maybe stretch it up to 3, but I would say 2 times a week is like the sweet spot. And if you're someone who's maybe sitting there going, but I really had acne before this flare up as well, you need to get back down to baseline. So just get back to your skin pre the flare up. That's where you need to get back to, and then once you're at that place, then you can start thinking about being experimental, okay? So it's all about getting back down to that baseline after a flare up. Okay, so the third thing you're gonna do, and this piggybacks off that first thing, is talking about routines. You're gonna start getting yourself back into routines, and this is particular with those lifestyle routines, okay? Sleep. Really check in with that. Are you having good quality sound sleep? Are you going to bed at a similar time and waking up at a similar time? You want to try and get that routine and structure back, because this is going to do world of good for your circadian rhythm. Now, do remember, if your circadian rhythm is off, or like you're having poor quality sleep, that is not only going to affect your cortisol, but that's also going to affect your blood sugar levels. So if you have been, even over Christmas, say you have been maybe sleeping less, or I don't know, your sleep pattern's been all over the place, that will be impacting your blood sugar levels the next day, so you'd be much more likely to be on a roller coaster, and then hence, if that's been over a prolonged period of time, why you might start be also experiencing more flare-ups as well. And also remember, when we go to sleep, that's when our organs will go into that regeneration mode, which you can see really nicely if you look up a traditional Chinese medicine body clock chart. Another routine that you're going to get back into is that exercise and movement. I prefer using the term movement. Now, something you're not going to do is you're not going to jump on that bandwagon of this January kick and start doing like 5 HIIT workouts a week, okay? In January, you get like this real push of like, yeah, let's go into the gym and like go so hard on exercise. That is also not actually a great thing. The intentions, great, but the way you're going about it, not really the healthiest for the body, okay? Exercise is a form of stress on the body. Although it's very good and we want to be doing it, we do need to remind ourselves of that. So what I would recommend when you're getting back into your exercise routine is, yes, you can add in a couple of, more intense workouts if you want to do a little bit of HIIT or whatever it might be, but do get more restorative exercise and movement in there as well. Like, make sure there's a healthy balance and you're not just going like crazy hard 5 times a week. Remember, we need to look after those adrenals. So I'm a big fan of more restorative movement as well. Like, even going for a walk is fantastic. If you can get out in nature, which is all more grounding as well, really, really great practice, particularly for that nervous system, to really make sure you're maintaining that balance. Next routine that you're going to get back into is your daily habits, okay? So this might be sticking on your supplement routine. Has anything slipped over the Christmas period? So don't start like going to add something new in, but like if there is certain things you are taking, just making sure that you're being consistent with them. To be really honest with you, now is just, as I said at the very beginning, not a time to be experimental, because if, let's say, you add in a supplement and let's say your skin doesn't calm down, you're then going to be in a really confused place of wondering, okay, is it the supplement that I've added in, or is my skin just not calming down? And then it just starts off another confusing cycle, okay? Be careful with too many new things you're introducing when you're trying to calm the skin back. Some other daily habits, I do just want to quickly talk about bowel movements, because this to me is like a daily habit thing. One, are you going to the toilet every single day? That is incredibly important. And what a lot of people find is that after the Christmas period, because there has been lots of changes, their body's kind of trying to adapt back, and also like the body is probably trying to detox a little bit as well. So if you're not going to the toilet properly, you're not going to be excreting anything the body's trying to get rid of efficiently, and then that could be being, you know, reabsorbed and be causing issues as well. The reason I'm bringing this into daily habits is that, you know, morning routines, particularly for me, is very important in this. Like, you know, hydration first thing in the morning, getting maybe a little bit of movement in the morning, even if it's a short walk. Might be going back to a few things like adding lemon water or apple cider vinegar in, if that really helps you. But yeah, think about those practices and just make sure that you are putting a emphasis on making sure that your bowels are moving as well. And then also some other daily habits you might want to think about is anything to do with mindfulness and your well-being. So again, this is going to be different to everyone. Some of you, it may be like the typical things like meditation, journaling, those kind of things, get those back into your routine and life. Or to others, it may just be picking up a hobby again, okay? Whatever it is, make sure that you're doing things in your day-to-day life that are supporting you and your well-being and your mental health, okay? The fourth thing that you're gonna do is, of course, focus on that food. So when it comes to food, I would just say don't stress yourself out about it and don't start thinking, oh, I need to restrict this, I need to restrict that. I'm really against restrictive diets, you know, unless it's completely necessary, like if someone's got an allergy or something, then yes, okay. But besides that, we just don't want you in a state of food fear and restriction, because that's actually not helping. Okay, so when it comes to food, I would just say keep it simple in the sense of focusing on whole foods, less processed, you know, try and reduce out those inflammatory oils because they're real killers for the skin. I have a whole video actually on inflammatory oils, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to check that out. But yeah, getting that veg intake up, getting the colours of the rainbow back into the diet, protein, looking at those macronutrients, making sure you've got a good serving of protein, some healthy fats, some carbs, some fibre there on the plate. This definitely would be a time where I would reel down the sugar a little bit. You don't need to eliminate it completely, but definitely reel it down while you're trying to really calm that skin back down. I generally would be thinking a very anti-inflammatory diet. And then the fifth thing that you're going to do is you're going to balance out your blood sugar levels. This is pivotal, okay? I'm going to put some tips on the screen right now. These are like the basics and the starting points, but honestly, do these things because this will definitely contribute to helping your skin 100%. Now, there is more than enough things that I've just gone through in those 5 points alone, and I haven't mentioned supplements, I haven't mentioned going to get X, Y, and Z. These are really just getting you back to the foundations of health, and that is what your body is needing more than ever at this time of year. I know it's tempting to Google, you know, a supplement to take or something like quick and easy. Like, everyone is looking for the shortcut, everyone is looking for that quick way out, but you cannot out supplement these lifestyle practices, okay? You cannot out supplement a bad diet. These are things that do require effort, but they are the foundations of health. So I want you to really be honest with yourself, go through all these things and really check that you have all of these things in place and you're working on them. And if the answer is yes, and you're like, I am doing all of this stuff, I am going like above and beyond with all of these things and I'm still flaring, then that's when I would say to you, go see a practitioner. Like, put your money in that area before you go and start Googling products to get, because then that tells me there's something deeper underlying going on here. And I personally would recommend getting professional advice to steer you in the right direction, to make sure you're spending your money on the right supplements and the right things to get to that root cause and solve it. Now, something that I didn't mention in these points was that mindset aspect. I gently mentioned it when I spoke about getting mindful habits back into your day-to-day life, but I do also just want to add the mindset pillar of clearing skin. I cannot explain to you how big that is, and I know, trust me, how challenging it is because I've gone through all this as well. So I know, you know, even when you have a flare up, the challenges mentally that brings and the emotions that arise. I've been through that whole journey for over 10 years, so I get it, and that is why I put the Acne Code Mindset program together. So if you do want to join me on the 9th of January, on the Monday, I would absolutely love to have you there and be a part of it. As I said, all the information is down below. And if you are still not convinced and you're like, I don't know how much my mindset is really affecting my skin, go watch my video that I did on how stress affects acne, and it's like a scientific explanation, and then make up your mind, okay? So I'll leave that video down below as well. But overall, I will say you have complete power to change this and to clear your skin. So I know you definitely can do it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any future videos from me. Anyway, I love you guys so, so much. I hope this year is a fantastic year for you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.